Caveman. How people with Down syndrome were treated in prehistoric times. Imagine you're born 30,000 years ago in a small Ice Age tribe. You look different. You develop more slowly. Today, we'd recognize this as Down syndrome. But back then, when survival meant outrunning predators and finding food every single day, what happened to someone like you? Would you have been cared for or left behind? Welcome back to Before Fire, where we uncover the untold stories of prehistoric humans. And today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and overlooked questions in human history. How did ancient societies treat people with disabilities like Down syndrome? First, let's get something straight. Life in the Stone Age was brutal. If you were healthy, your chances of survival were already slim. But archaeologists have uncovered skeletons with clear signs of Down syndrome dating back thousands of years. And here's the shocking part. Some of these individuals lived into their teens and even adulthood. That means their communities cared for them, even when resources were scarce. Think about that for a second. People who struggled to walk or who needed constant support weren't abandoned. They were protected. One of the most famous discoveries comes from El Cedron Cave in Spain, where remains suggests that even Neanderthals cared for weaker members of their group. In France, a 6-year-old child with Down syndrome was buried with the same rituals and respect as everyone else. This wasn't just survival, it was compassion. It shows us that empathy is not a modern invention. It has deep prehistoric roots. Archaeologists believe that families would share food, protect children who couldn't fend for themselves, and allow them to live alongside the tribe. So why would these early humans invest in people who couldn't contribute in the same way? The answer might surprise you. Anthropologists argue that caring for vulnerable members actually strengthened group bonds. By protecting those who needed help, tribes developed trust, cooperation, and stronger social ties. In a way, people with disabilities help shape the very foundations of human community. Of course, it wasn't always a happy ending. Some individuals likely did not survive infancy, but the fact that many did tells us that kindness and compassion existed long before modern medicine, long before organized religion, long before written history. If you strip away the technology and the comforts of today, you still find humans protecting humans. So, if you ever wondered whether empathy is natural or just a product of civilization, the answer might lie buried in the bones of a child who lived 30,000 years ago. Even in the harshest conditions, prehistoric humans chose compassion.